Greetings, beloved individuals, and welcome to True Soul Tarot Guidance. I am Alara. If you are visiting this channel for the first time, I offer you a heartfelt welcome. For those who are already part of our community, it is delightful to have you return. This evening, I am sharing another message of spiritual guidance for the collective. Today's reading focuses on a particularly intriguing subject. There is someone who is making a significant effort to appear composed in your presence, yet internally, their heart races each time they see you. This is not merely a fleeting crush. It is intense, overwhelming, and frankly, somewhat frightening for them. What is even more astonishing is their awareness of the age difference between you. They have contemplated this repeatedly, but regardless of their attempts to suppress these emotions, they continue to intensify. It is as if an unseen force is drawing them back to you, preventing them from forgetting you. Deep within, they sense that this connection is significant, as if it is something that the divine intends for them to experience, rather than dismiss. Hello, radiant souls, and welcome back. This is Lena. This reading carries a profound emotional weight and feels incredibly genuine, as if someone has reached a juncture where they can no longer conceal their feelings. However, before we delve deeper, please remember that this is a timeless reading. Thus, whenever you encounter it, it is intended for you at that moment. Only embrace what resonates with you, and kindly release the rest. The 3 cards drawn for you are the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. Together, these cards narrate a tale of profound emotions, anxious energy, and a vision of something authentic and enduring. Stay with me, as what this individual is experiencing and their potential actions may astonish you. When these 3 cards, the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups, are combined, the message becomes exceedingly clear, yet also deeply profound. This is no longer a mere crush. This journey of emotions commenced unexpectedly, developed subtly, and is now evolving into something that feels authentic, profound, and significant. Initially influenced by the Knight of Cups energy, this individual did not anticipate experiencing such feelings for you. It simply occurred. The emotions were intense, and frankly, somewhat overwhelming for them. You entered their consciousness, and a part of their heart awakened. They began to feel an attraction towards you without fully grasping the reasons behind it. It was unplanned. It was not logical. It was purely emotional, which is why it affected them so deeply, particularly due to the age difference. They attempted to question it, to decelerate the process, perhaps even to disregard it, but their heart remained unyielding. Gradually, that emotional surge transformed into something more contemplative, more stable, which is where the Page of Pentacles energy comes into play. This marks the transition from mere feeling to thoughtful consideration. What does this signify? What actions can I take regarding it? They began to regard this connection with greater seriousness. Rather than rejecting it, they started to comprehend it. They began to see you not merely as someone they have feelings for, but as someone they wish to know better, someone they aspire to grow closer to. This is also the point at which their curiosity about you intensified. They began to notice the finer details, your habits, your energy, your presence. They sought to understand your world, your life, and how they might fit into it. Despite occasional uncertainties, particularly concerning the age gap, they did not flee from it. Instead, they embraced personal growth. They contemplated becoming better, maturing, and evolving into someone who could confidently stand beside you. However, the true potency of this reading lies in its destination, the 10 of Cups. For all those emotions, All that contemplation and all the quiet development do not remain insignificant. They burgeon into something substantial within their heart. They begin to envision a reality with you. It transcends mere moments and attraction, leading to happiness, emotional satisfaction, and a connection that feels whole. This individual does not merely perceive you as someone they are fond of. They regard you as a source of tranquility, someone who instills a sense of safety, understanding, and emotional fulfillment that they have not experienced before. This is why their feelings are so profound. It is not solely about desiring you. It is about the belief that you could be their source of happiness. Even the age gap, which once loomed large in their thoughts, begins to diminish in significance. Not because it vanishes, but because their emotions expand beyond it. They start to recognize that what they share with you is exceptional, a rarity in life. When something is perceived as so special, individuals are reluctant to let it go. Concurrently, there exists a subtle energy in this situation. This person is not hastily advancing. They are experiencing everything on a deep level, contemplating carefully, and gradually mustering the courage to proceed. They are cautious not to jeopardize this connection. They are wary of approaching you inappropriately and potentially losing you entirely. Therefore, they take their time, even if it appears slow from an external perspective. Internally, however, everything is evolving. Their emotions are intensifying. Their thoughts, clear as throat, are clarifying, and their perception of you is strengthening. You have transitioned from being merely someone they notice to someone they feel a bond with, someone they envision as part of their future, even if they have yet to express it. Additionally, there is a remarkable purity in this energy. This is not an individual who engages in games or seeks something fleeting. Their emotions are sincere. They may experience uncertainty at times. They may question their worthiness. They may wonder if they are sufficient. Yet their heart is truthful, and their feelings for you stem from a genuine place. When you examine all three of these cards collectively, a complete narrative unfolds. It begins with a sudden emotional bond, transitions into a gradual and thoughtful comprehension, and culminates in a profound yearning for joy and permanence. This individual commenced with a mere infatuation, yet now finds themselves enveloped in emotions that run far deeper than they ever anticipated. The reality is that they are still navigating the journey to muster the courage to express these feelings, although their heart is already aware. Their heart has made its choice. The Ten of Cups in this reading signifies a moment where everything becomes more profound, clearer, and, quite frankly, more emotionally charged than one might anticipate. What began as a fleeting crush, something they attempted to dismiss or manage, has evolved into a heartfelt vision. This person no longer merely likes you. They envision a future alongside you, which is what imbues this situation with such potency. This card represents emotional fulfillment, a happiness that feels whole. The mere presence of this card in the reading conveys a significant message. When this individual reflects on you, they perceive more than just attraction. They envision tranquility. They sense comfort. They recognize something akin to home, despite any age disparity or lingering uncertainties. Their heart consistently presents them with the same imagery, you and them together, content. It is as if they have conjured small moments in their mind, simple interactions, conversing with you, sharing laughter, enjoying serene moments together. It is not solely about grand romantic gestures. It is about emotional security, the type of connection that allows them to be their authentic selves. For them, this sensation is exceedingly rare. They do not experience this with just anyone. Interestingly, This realization also instills a sense of fear within them, for the Ten of Cups embodies a significant energy. It is substantial, profound, and oriented towards the long term. When someone begins to feel this way, particularly in a context where differences such as age exist, they inevitably start to question everything. Is this feasible? Is this correct? Could this genuinely succeed? Despite all these inquiries, their heart remains inclined towards you. They might not vocalize this, yet they experience an emotional bond with you that transcends rationality. It is as if they recognize you on a soul level, sensing a familiarity that instills a sense of safety within them, even if they cannot articulate the reason why. This is precisely why it is so challenging for them to move on from this infatuation, as it no longer merely feels like a crush. This card also indicates their desire for something substantial. They are not perceiving you as a fleeting interest. They are not contemplating, this is merely a phase. No. In their heart, this connection holds significance. It appears to them as something that could genuinely evolve into a relationship characterized by joy, support, and emotional intimacy. Consequently, they are exercising caution, for when something feels this vital, one wishes to avoid jeopardizing it. Simultaneously, they may be concealing these emotions within. The Ten of Cups can occasionally remain within the heart and not be expressed immediately. They feel it profoundly, yet articulating it is an additional challenge, particularly when they remain uncertain about your potential reaction or how others might perceive the situation. Thus, they safeguard this vision quietly, almost as if it is something sacred to them. Furthermore, there is a perception that they view you as a source of light in their life. When they are in your presence, or even when merely contemplating you, their mood transforms. Everything seems softer, calmer, and more optimistic. You exert an emotional influence on them that is difficult to articulate. Because of this, they hold you in a uniquely cherished position within their heart. Even though there is an age disparity in their emotional realm, it does not appear to be an obstacle. It seems to be something they are prepared to confront, something they are willing to comprehend and navigate, for what they feel for you is more significant than that. This card signifies that their emotions are not merely fleeting. They are evolving towards a desire for something significant and enduring. They are beginning to perceive you not just as an object of admiration, but as a person with whom they could genuinely cultivate happiness. Therefore, if you have been questioning whether this is simply a transient feeling, rest assured, it is not. In their heart, this has already developed into something much more profound, something that embodies emotional fulfillment, something that resonates with you. The Page of Pentacles in this reading introduces a distinctly different energy, yet it harmonizes beautifully with the sentiments we have just explored. This individual may not have everything completely figured out at this moment, but the feelings they possess are authentic, and they are beginning to take them seriously. Their infatuation with you is no longer a concealed emotion. It is gradually transforming into something they wish to comprehend, something they aspire to nurture. This person contemplates you in a very grounded manner. While their emotions are intense, they are now questioning, what actions can I take regarding this? They start to observe the finer details about you, your manner of speaking, your demeanor, the subtle traits that set you apart. Rather than merely admiring you from a distance, they begin to feel a sense of curiosity. They are intrigued by your life, your daily routine, your world, and how they might fit into it. There exists an innocence in their energy. The Page of Pentacles represents someone who is learning, someone who is inexperienced in managing feelings of this nature. Thus, even though their infatuation is strong, they may appear shy, reserved, or uncertain. They do not always possess the right words or the perfect timing. At times, they may overanalyze every interaction with you, even the most trivial ones. However, this is a reflection of their care. They are apprehensive about making a mistake. The age difference manifests itself here in a very tangible manner. This individual is conscious of it, likely more than anyone else. Rather than overlooking it, they contemplate how they can improve, how they can demonstrate their worth, and how they can exhibit maturity that exceeds expectations. It seems as though they aspire to develop, not solely for their own benefit, but also because they believe you are deserving of it. They may begin to make minor efforts to draw closer to you. Nothing overly grand or conspicuous, yet significant in their own right. Perhaps they attempt to acquire new knowledge, enhance themselves, or seek opportunities to be near you. This is a person who wishes to cultivate something gradually. They are not hastily entering with grand declarations. They are proceeding with small, deliberate steps, hoping that each one brings them a bit nearer to you. At times, they may experience feelings of insecurity. They might find themselves comparing their worth to others and questioning if they are sufficient. Clears throat, particularly due to the age disparity. They may wonder if they can genuinely meet your level, your experience, your expectations. This can lead them to withdraw slightly, not out of indifference, but because they care so deeply that they fear not being perceived in the manner they desire. What is truly beautiful here is their intention. The Page of Pentacles embodies genuine energy. This is not an individual who engages in games or seeks something fleeting. Even if they have yet to fully comprehend their emotions, they recognize that what they feel for you holds value, which is significant to them, and they wish to handle it with care. They are also someone who learns through observation. Thus, they observe you intently, not in a detrimental manner, but in a way that aims to deepen their understanding of you. What brings you joy? What makes you feel at ease? What type of energy elicits a response from you? They are quietly studying you with the hope that when they eventually take action, it will feel appropriate. This card indicates growth. Slow, steady, yet significant growth. Their infatuation with you is not diminishing. Rather, it is evolving. It is transforming into something more stable, more genuine, and more grounded. Even though they may not possess complete confidence at this moment, they are on a journey toward becoming braver, more self-assured, and more prepared to take a risk. Therefore, if you sense that someone around you is quietly striving, quietly learning, and quietly improving, that is the energy at play. They may not express much currently, but their actions, even the most minor ones, are speaking volumes. In their heart, this connection is not something they wish to lose. It is something they aspire to cultivate step by step with you. The Knight of Cups in this reading represents someone who feels deeply, someone who does not merely like you superficially, but is emotionally drawn to you in a manner they cannot articulate. This connection is not logical for them. It is entirely heartfelt, which is precisely why it feels so overwhelming. Regardless of how much they attempt to rationalize the age difference, the opinions of others, or how it may appear, their feelings do not adhere to logic. Their heart continues to choose you time and again. This individual dreams of you more than you might realize. You occupy their thoughts during quiet moments, late at night, even when they are trying to concentrate on something else. There is a tenderness in the way they regard you, a form of emotional admiration that they do not easily extend to others. It is as if you have touched something within them without any effort, and now they cannot revert to the way things were before they became aware of you. However, this card also signifies hesitation. The Knight of Cups is indeed romantic, but also cautious. This person fears being judged. They are apprehensive about how you might respond. They ponder whether you would take them seriously or if the age difference would cause you to distance yourself. Consequently, they restrain themselves. They observe. They experience a wide range of emotions, yet they do not always respond immediately. Additionally, there is an impression that they wish to engage with you in a sincere manner. This individual does not seek to hurry or show disrespect. Instead, they aim to approach you with authenticity, honesty, and true emotions. They envision what it would be like to converse with you candidly, to share what has been accumulating within their heart. However, doubt creeps in, and they retreat once more, attempting to shield themselves from the possibility of rejection. What stands out strongly here is the authenticity of their feelings. This is not merely a fleeting infatuation for them, even if it began in that manner. It has evolved into something significantly more profound. The Knight of Cups represents an individual who follows their heart, even in the face of fear. At this moment, their heart is guiding them directly to you. They may exhibit subtle signs, gentle gestures, kind words, and lingering glances, elements that may appear simple on the surface, but are imbued with a wealth of emotion beneath. For them, each small interaction with you holds great significance. Every moment lingers in their mind longer than it ought to. Despite the age gap, they do not perceive you as distant or unattainable. In their heart, you are regarded as someone exceptional, someone with whom they feel a profound connection on a soul level. This is why it is so challenging for them to distance themselves from these emotions. It does not seem arbitrary to them. It feels purposeful. This card also conveys that this individual is gradually mustering courage. They may not be fully prepared yet, but they are approaching that readiness. The more they reflect on these feelings, the more they come to understand that they cannot continue to pretend it is insignificant, for it is anything but. It is something that continues to develop, quietly yet powerfully. Therefore, if you have sensed that someone is emotionally attracted to you but is holding back, you are correct. This person experiences far more than they reveal. They are endeavoring to comprehend their own heart before taking a step towards you. However, do not be mistaken. Their feelings are genuine, and they are only intensifying with time.